Just cars? I got you.
Oh, how about you fucking listen, Rico?
Like to keep the check. All right, Thursday? I have no idea what day it is. Thursday?
That's right.
28th?
28th.
Pick Central, brought to you by Cars.com. Cars.com is the leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Wherever life takes you next and wherever you're looking to be, there's a car for that on Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily to Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? I'm very simple. I need 4 doors, and I need the gas cap on the driver's side. But if you're more particular, you can sort it with color. You can take a look at year, make, this, that. So, but for the simple people or the difficult people, Cars.com is where you want to go. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? All right.
I'll be honest, I've had my cars for like 5 years, both of them. I still forget which side the gas cap's on.
Well, you know it says it.
Has the arrow.
Yeah,
I never knew that. I didn't know they did that, but when you looked at the gas gauge thing, it shows an arrow.
I didn't know that.
And also, one time, my first car that I had, the gas gauge was broken, so I would have to try and do the math of how many miles I ran out of gas 4 times.
That happened to us on a family trip down to South Carolina when I was 5. We ran out of gas.
I've only run out of gas
shit.
once. And it's tough.
Dude, imagine not knowing how much gas you have, though, is awful. Yeah. It's one of the worst things I ever had to do. But yeah, running out of gas, you feel like, and when it does work, you feel like an actual, the dumbest piece of shit in the world.
Yeah, cars too. You got to get a good one because I pulled up to a first date. And her dad had to jump the fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
You never saw her again.
Nah, we danced the romance for a little bit. But, I mean, come on.
Honestly, you could turn that into a little endearing thing.
Yeah, it's true.
This was back when I was on my groove.
Did you have jumper cables?
Oh.
Okay, well, that's a step. It's like, Pops, I'm responsible here.
Smitty, I had them in the fucking console, not even in the trunk, because I knew I was going to use them that much.
Yeah, I
didn't want to save the time to go.
I had one car that only one windshield wiper worked. That never works out. My dad always had. He let my mom drive the good car, and my dad always drove the other one. He had one that it could start with anything. It start with any key, and it could also you could take it out.
Pretzel stick in there
while it was
it
was working. No joke, he was working on Wall Street, and the guy was he's like, "Oh, I forgot my keys," and he's like, "Just give me the key to your little desk thing." You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
He started it with that, and then he took it out and gave it back to the guy. The guy's like, "I gotta see this." Yeah, it was just working. Another time, he had a logo, a oval key ring, a little keychain. He started it with that. And then you could take it out. I'm telling you, it was nuts. We had in high school another one. It was the PT Loser. We nicknamed this car because he really wanted a PT Cruiser, and we couldn't get. My mom was like, "No, I'm not getting it. You're getting whatever." So he got a used car. And the old. I'm gonna date myself, but Clement, this was probably his first cars in the 50s and 60s. The cloth. You know the cloth?
Oh, yes, I do.
In the top of it.
Oh, yeah.
On the top of it.
I didn't even know that. Yeah.
Okay. It would get loose and hang down.
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
My buddy was always late when we picked him up to drive us to get a ride into high school. And the shit would hang on his head and drive him nuts. Yep. And then he was always late, and he would tell me, call them and come outside. They were just always late, these kids. And one time my dad got so pissed. As soon as my buddy gets in the car, and we pissed him off even more because they would come out with snacks and little iced tea cups. So he had a plastic iced tea cup. He puts it in between his legs. Just as the door shuts, my dad's looking, smashes the gas to 80 so that the fucking liquid goes everywhere. He's like, stop being late. So, but yeah, the stuff on the head, crazy shit.
Cars you will not find on Cars.com.
Cars you will not find on Cars.
That's why you need to go to Cars.com.
Yeah, I mean that's a best endorsement ever. That's truthful.
My first car, 1992 Pony hatchback Ford Escort, 2 doors, blue. It was actually a good car until the steering wheel fell off when I was driving.
Yeah, that's
will not find that on Cars.
What was everyone's? My first car was a 1982 Mercedes. It was fucking sick.
Wow, that's older than my first car.
But every time that it was that long black one, I had dice in the mirror. And the only problem is that when something went wrong, they didn't have the parts for it anymore. So it was it was just fucked. But yeah, that was my first car. It was sick.
That thing came with dice.
Yeah, it came with it. 1,000%.
I had an 86 Plymouth Sundance. just a shitty car. Like it had like these nylon seats, and when it got hot, your ass would stick to the seats. Oh, it was so uncomfortable. No air conditioning, of course.
Yeah, it's
One time, my grandma, my grandma, it was cold out, so I put the heated seats on, and she thought she pissed herself. she was sitting there like this. She goes, I was like, "What's up, Nana?" She goes, "Nothing." She's like this. I'm like, "Let's go." She goes, "I think I peed myself." I go, "The heated seats are on there, Grandma."
I had my grandma. Fuck, I forget the model of it, but it was a Ford station wagon, green. All right, I drive into the city. I'm working for the Jets, and my buddy I'm working with is like, "Yo, we're going out for a birthday party. Just stay with the hotel with us, and then drive me to the game tomorrow." I'm like, "All right, no problem." I pull up to like West 45th, one of the nice hotels, and I do the valet parking, and the guy he's like, "All right, let me take the thing." I go, "Be careful, buddy. It's a classic." And he just had no sense. He's okay, yes, sir. Like, meanwhile, the next day, I hear rumbling in the back. I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" The windshield of the station wagon had 4 like screws that go 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. One of them like popped out. We had to angle it back in. We're in suits on West 45th Street, like trying to angle the glass windshield back into its spot. Fucking nuts. Go buy a real car. Like,
Yeah.
Cars.com. That
Seriously.
is a personal endorsement. We had some fun with that. That's the best endorsement you're going to get across any platform.
I did buy one of my last
Jets made
cars
you
from
wear
a
suits?
nun.
Jets made us wear suits, yeah. I mean, it's the only thing they did with class, but shout out to, one day I want to do maybe if I get renewed this year, I will just air out all people from like personal lives because there's a lot of people over there.
You've done that. You've done that a bunch of times.
There's a lot of people over there at the Jets.
You mean air out on your own platform?
Yeah, or just maybe like, I don't know, like put a camera outside. I'll be like one of those ranting lunatics on the subway, like Bible, like screaming about the Bible and this and that, whatever.
Do a different one every day.
Yeah, maybe.
We
This guy's a scumbag though. One of these guys are real.
Can we?
Why are you waiting to get renewed to do that? Like, what's the hesitation?
I don't know.
Got to make this a little. Security.
You don't want to burn bridges. We get
Yeah.
back.
Oh, I see.
Just in case, yeah.
Go back and work game event staff at $55 a clip. Yeah.
Can we start just real quick with the Ryder Cup?
Which
Chat
one?
wants to ride it. What?
Which one?
Yeah, chat was wondering, do you
Ryder?
guys like
Ryder.
do you guys like the
Ryder Cup?
Ryder? Like
Oh, okay.
so Europe plays Team USA a couple I
Yes,
think it's
I
like
got it.
every year, yeah.
I had a
It's
little
golf.
problem with one of our guys. Danny, my God,
Rappaport?
He's like he's rooting for Europe.
I
saw
think
that.
Kurt's rooting for Europe too.
Why?
Money's green, bro.
Oh, for gambling purposes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like he bet on him. That's
different.
excusable.
If I'm not betting on it, it's like I blindly usually just go with USA. But if they're betting on them, go for Europe.
Are you guys betting it?
I will bet Morikawa.
It's
Yeah.
tomorrow, right?
I think it's like late tonight, actually.
Yeah.
Victor Hovland
I
hit
thought it started already.
a hole-in-one on a par 4.
That was his second shot.
what?
Oh, it was his second shot?
Well, it was like a second. This is practice sometime.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
says
in a practice round.
it starts tonight at 1:35.
All right, so the Europe is even because it's in Italy. USA plus 110.
Starts at like 1:35 a.m.
Yeah, that's what it says on
I
Google.
think Italy,
That's my kind of time.
What's Italy's time difference?
Yeah, Clement, once West Coast baseball wraps
I'll
up, maybe
throw
you
on a
can
little
catch
golf.
Yeah.
I have my gummy. I'm feeling good. Watching
You
some
can
golf.
You
I
can
like
get a
that.
lot. You can get top USA point scorer, top rookie point scorer, top European point scorer.
you guys-
Europe minus 1.5, minus 2.5, minus 3.5.
Is this like a
matchups.
must-watch for you guys or no?
I like that it's going to be early enough in the morning that you're killing time before college football.
Yeah,
I like that.
Like waking up.
But I also love, I say it all the time, I got skewered the other day. Kirk ended up making a joke. I think there should be a scramble. Like, nothing is more fun to me than team golf. That's why I like golf outings. In this, you got guys watching each other's putts. Like, it's very similar to our event. Team elements in golf are a rarity. This is an interesting thing that they're rooting for each other. So I always like watching it.
A scramble, what would they shoot? A 40?
That's where I got. That's where they said you're an idiot.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
to me,
we do scrambles because you shoot 150.
exactly. But imagine the best in the world shooting 22 under. That's entertaining to me still. Like you said, he's going for a hole-in-one on par 4s. Like, that's entertaining.
Well, I mean, the fact that he got it was 304 yards, I believe, and yeah, he hit it. I think it was his second practice shot, and he just hit a hole in one.
That's crazy.
He like threw his club and like did a couple high fives. It wasn't even like
Because it doesn't count.
I would literally take a shit on the course if I hit a par 4 fucking hole in one.
Last question about the Ryder
right
Cup.
on it.
You can
Do you
bet
guys-
exact score. There's a lot of things on here.
Last question about the Ryder Cup. How big of an event is it for you guys? Do you guys think this should be bigger? Do you think if it wasn't overlapping with the NFL season, you'd have more interest?
Yeah.
Do you where would this rank as an
timing's
important
horrible.
It
golf
should be a summer
event?
Yeah, I'd
event.
care way more if it was in like July.
It's also like the end of baseball season.
If it
too.
was summer event, 100%. I love that golf fans think this is like just because they're like allowed to yell and like to cheer for them like louder than the other ones. I think it's a little crazier.
Yeah.
But it is cool to have a team event for golf.
So there's no majors now in August. They moved it up, right? So it goes Masters in April, rotating course every year for the Masters.
Is that another bit?
PGA is in June. I think they moved up the U.S. Open. No, U.S. Open in June. PGA is the PGA in May or July?
You're doing like a
No,
Francesa.
I'm truthfully trying to figure it out. I know the British Open is in July, so I'm pretty sure they moved it up to May.
Sure.
Wasn't matter. Yeah.
Either way, what I'm
So
saying
you
is
just-
August is wide open. Make the Ryder Cup. I know they're still on tour and it fucks up the FedEx thing, but like
I think that's
going
what it is.
against
It's still, like,
NFL,
mid-season.
college, that's and,
But I think
and,
that's
and
what-
baseball playoffs.
But that's why
Golf.
they do it. Like it's great that it, like to
I
your
know.
point that you said earlier, it's in Europe, so you can wake up with golf.
Yeah,
I do
before
think golf
football.
needs to go
I don't know. I
away.
think August.
No one cares about the playoffs in golf. No one. They care about the majors. That's
Yeah.
really what they care about. No one cares that. I don't even know who won it.
I just think
the
put them,
Hovland?
put them in a better spot to
I think so.
I think he won the FedEx. Like no one cares about golf playoffs. It's about the majors, and so just do the Ryder Cup. And if the Ryder Cup was in August, it'd be a way bigger. Event.
Chat-
Still big.
Chat made a good point. Do you guys remember the Patrick Reed clip, like with Rory?
Oh yes.
Yes.
That nobody has fallen off from grace more since 2016 in golf than Patrick Reed. At that time, he was one of the most likable golfers in the world.
Well,
I felt
no,
like.
wasn't he?
He just lost a defamation lawsuit too.
Wasn't he a scumbag?
Well, he's known for
Right,
being
right,
like a
Rico.
total
That's what I'm.
asshole,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like in 2016, everyone's like, "Oh, this is the American boy. This guy's sick," and then all of a sudden, he just ended up being the biggest scumbag.
Because I thought rumors came out. Was it the same guy from college? He was stealing from his teammates in college. Is that the same guy?
I think
No,
so.
no. That's
that
the point
Duff?
guard for Oklahoma State.
They both had some. Yeah.
Callback. But yeah, I heard Patrick Reed.
No, Dukes is right, but you are also right. I think he was the guy that was stealing. Because I think when he first came on the scene, he kind of was like this American. He was like a little pudgy, like he's kind of a little like endearing, like he's not like the average like golfer look, and he was good.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think there was something he like stole from guys in
and
college
Rory,
stuff.
like something happened with
Yeah.
Rory. I'm not really sure, but remember him and Rory got into it like a year ago.
Yeah.
Who was the one that like
The one with the T, I
that
remember.
someone like took his girl or something? I know that was the thing. Was that Reed or Duffner or somebody? Somebody like cheated with someone else's girlfriend.
I'll look it up and do a callback at the end of the show.
There was something weird that happened in the American golf scene there.
But yeah, that's hey, us talking golf. You know,
Yeah.
it's a big event. It is cool, but it's just a couple weeks early.
I'll definitely watch it in the morning, like before college.
I wish,
football.
yeah. I
Yeah,
wish
but
great-
Sunday when it's gonna be on early, we got a Toy Story game going on.
Yeah,
at 30.
yeah, terrible.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'll definitely be watching the
timing.
Jags.
100%.
Going off that, imagine taking like a Toy Story character, not a player, to score the first touchdown.
Dude, the fact that that's not a thing yet it should 100% be on books. Like I would love to take fucking
Yeah, but then it's in somebody's actual control. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think the only way to do that is put up like a true wheel, and then they spin it, because otherwise the person actually knows what's going to happen.
That is true.
That's where it's whatever. But all right, that's golf. Tonight is one of those, you know, hey, it's Thursday night. We say it. We get excited for the Thursday night games, but this one's, I don't know if I'm truthfully excited for it, but I'm excited to.
Really? Why not? It's
Yeah,
a great game.
That's just the one you're not excited about? The divisional matchup with two probably
It's a
playoff-
great game. What are you talking about?
Is it because you're not
I
excited
don't know
to
if
bet
the
it?
Packers.
'Cause it's confusing.
No. I don't know if the Packers are like one of the teams I'm excited to watch yet, even though I'm. betting
I
the
actually,
Packers.
I actually am
I'm
excited to
curious.
watch Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love prime time also. Like I think that he's actually the guy for them. I think that he's
Yeah, for
going
sure.
to be the guy. Obviously, he's showing it, but people were very confused about it. It turns out when you actually shadow one of the best quarterbacks for a long time, not just 4 weeks, you do come a good quarterback.
Yeah, and I'm more.
There was no reason for that ricochet. I'm sorry about that.
Come after me.
Well, yeah, if you listened, yeah.
I did. I mean, I was also. I'm agreeing with your point though. Like,
No,
think
it
about
is.
how many great quarterbacks Mahomes, Brady had that year to kind of figure it out. Like,
Rodgers.
I mean, I think there's a real value to that. I don't know why teams move away from that when it has such a proven track record.
But I mean, you could also argue. I mean, there's so many guys that have started right away that have like panned out well as well.
There's just also not a lot of times you have a quarterback that's like an Aaron Rodgers, you know? Like you.
Well, I think the problem is now that people were way more patient back in the day.
Yeah.
Yo, way
And now it's like if you have like 3 bad starts in your first rookie season, they're like, "What are you doing?" I mean, Peyton Manning is kind of like the poster boy for it. He led the league in interceptions, became a great quarterback. I remember Eli's rookie year. I think he was started the.
Yeah,
It was like 6 weeks in, 7 weeks in, something like that. Maybe
for
9.
Warner, right?
But people
They were 5-4 when they put him in, and he was horrific.
Yeah.
and people kind of wrote off Jordan Love just after like a couple shitty performances, like really early in his career.
Like little glimpses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
he came in and had some bad throws.
started-
That wasn't as it's up here to
early,
succeed though. Like that's
Oh,
a tough
100%.
spot to be in if you're him.
Actually, now I'm thinking I could be wrong completely, but if you think about it, if you get these quarterbacks and don't start them right away, it's gonna be way better for your cap and like not paying these guys.
That's the
completely,
biggest
right?
part of it,
Like,
for sure.
if you start them their last year of their contract, of their rookie contract, you're not gonna be paying them $200 million like Daniel Jones and stuff when he hasn't completely it's
The
kind
pressure's
of
on the coaches to win right away. You know what I mean?
100% too. I mean, you draft a guy number 1 overall, you're probably gonna want to play him right away.
Is this a feel out game for anybody else? Like we know the Lions are good. They established that with the Chiefs. Are we kind of just looking at this to see how kind of the NFC is going to pan out?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I also think that they're just clearly the 2 best teams in the NFC North.
I guess
That's why I think it's kind of a big-
I guess
this is still kind of a prove it game for the Packers for me.
I think the Lions also
Both
I think the Lions
A
are
little
getting a longer leash too. I know they are 2-1 and they
They already beat the Chiefs. That's why.
without Chris Jones and Kelsey. I know they still deserve it. That's not an asterisk. I'm just saying and then they lost the next week to who?
Seattle.
Seahawks. That's where it was a little surprising. And they beat last week easy.
handled it.
They smoked the Falcons, so I
Yeah.
think it's actually pretty decent team.
But yeah, no, this is to me is a game you just want a live bet.
And Green Bay's lost to the Falcons too the week earlier, right? So
Yeah.
I mean,
And Green Bay also just had a great comeback against the Saints too, which is I don't know. There's a reason why the spread is literally 1.
I like the Lions.
I do too.
Yeah.
Also, I think with
The
I
I'm
think
on
the
Green.
spread's
I
at-
like Green
spread's
Bay.
at 2 now.
Green Bay's
Bay.
Green Bay's missing their 2 best offensive linemen, which I think is going to be a big problem.
They've been missing for
but-
well. The
Because they missed Bakhtiari a lot, granted.
But also got back Jones and Watson.
They're
The
saying-
Lions
they're
get
saying
back
they're gonna be
Montgomery.
a pitch count situation potentially with them, that they're not fully
The
back.
thing
I
is,
guess we'll see.
Jones is Jones was everything to Jordan Love for week 1. He was leading rusher and receiver. If he's on a pitch count, that's where I get fucked when these people come back and they play him for.
I don't know because
25%.
it's him and Watson are back. I don't know if maybe Watson was more on the pitch count. He hasn't played it all this year yet.
Yeah, that's why I think
I don't
Jones
know.
will play more.
I know they talked about both of them maybe being on a pitch count. Also, Lions getting Montgomery back. They're getting Taylor Decker back, which is huge for them. Offensive line, their offensive line is great. That's kind of how I think they win the game. I think it's a low scoring game. I like the under as well, but I think it's kind of like a grinded out game. I'll take the Lions in the money line -120.
I think that's my favorite, the under of the game. And Clemmer put it too, but I like that under. What was your bet?
Well, I'm gonna have it in the parlay, but yeah, Goff under passing yard. I think it's 253. Is
Yeah,
the
I like
line.
that a
I like
lot.
that a lot because I think the Lions are gonna run it a lot. The Packers have been super great at stop and run this year, so I think that the Lions are gonna run a ton.
Packers defense is good though.
It is but they're better against the pass.
I would add Love's completions over 19.5. I think you saw him throw it a little bit more last week. It kind of worked out for them. I like that.
You want to do it now?
Yeah. Love's completions over 19.5.
I put this stat up. I thought it was pretty interesting. Jordan Love has the lowest on-target percentage in the league this year at 37.5%.
He was all over the place first half.
and his completion percentage has been shit. I just think it's producer playing devil's advocate here. No real opinion on it. Just thought that was a pretty interesting stat.
It's worth it. Yeah, I mean, stats can fuck you up one way.
So with the parlay, 3 of you guys are on a tough spot here, right?
Why?
Because you guys lost last week.
Yeah, we're not doing that anymore because they lost.
I didn't say that. I just said I don't. If you have to,
Smitty loses 1 or 2 in a row. Oh, get him off. Get him
Well,
off.
they've only lost one.
These
in a
guys
row.
lost.
I just won that.
Oh, we lost 1 in a row, so I didn't know.
No, you're not dead. You're just you're in trouble.
I think you need the.
You lost. You weren't on it.
I wasn't here. I wasn't a part of it.
All right, if I lost 2 in a row, I'll step away.
Did you lose? No, you didn't lose 2 in a row.
I think so. I thought I had.
No, you only
Because
lost
we
one.
all won.
You guys won, yeah.
He was the only one that lost at that first one. I'm keeping track.
Oh, right.
No,
so
the
it's-
first
okay,
one.
yeah,
The first
keep
one
track.
only one person hit, and
I
it
think
was
I
Ev.
did. Yeah, I hit.
Right.
No, I'm saying the second one.
The second one we all hit, but Smith. Yeah, I got it.
And the third one, only me and Smitty hit.
Yeah, love completions over 19.5. You want to put in what?
I want to put in
Yards
Jared
under?
Goff under 253.5 passing yards.
All right.
Anders Carlson under 2.5 total extra points made.
Is that going to be allowed on the parlay?
Oh, yeah. Looking at it right now.
It definitely is.
You are an asshole.
Are you doing it, Smitty?
Yeah.
Are you putting it in?
You're an asshole.
Oh, you want me to do it?
No, do you want me to do
Yeah,
it? 'Cause
no,
I'm
no,
gonna have to
I'll
get you
do
guys
it.
to
I'll do it. I'll do
restart.
it. So we have Anders Carlson under 2.5. What was yours?
It's Jared Goff. Actually, it's Jared Goff under 249.5.
Okay.
Love completions over 19.5. I can't believe you're doing extra fucking points, dude.
A low scoring game.
I guess what I was trying to say in the beginning, though, is I don't have a real opinion on these teams. So it's one of those, like, I'm going to watch it, but it's not like I'm tuning in and, like, all right, I'm going to hate watch this team. You know, like when the Eagles are playing. You hate watching the Eagles. You hate watching Dallas. Or it's the Chiefs playing somebody. Or it's an up-and-coming guy I kind of like, let's say like Herbert. It's just these are two kind of teams that are good, but they don't do it for me.
Do we want to hammer over field goals?
Yeah, I'm
No,
taking. I'm
only
taking
if
that
someone
separate.
wants that,
No,
though.
I think
Don't-
you can
I
only
want it.
do. You
I
can
want it.
only do guys individually on the parlay plus. You can do like this guy's field goals over 1.5. This guy's field goals 1.5. That's where it gets hairy
You can do
because
total field goals made. Oh, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Yeah,
so we're doing it individual.
no, don't do it individually. That's where it gets. Just bet it straight on its own because one team will hit 4 field goals and you win. I don't need both guys to go over. Does that make sense? I just need the total. I don't need to be betting guys' stats.
Right now, under 2.5 field goal extra points made by Anders Carlson, under 249.5 Jared Goff passing yards, over 19.5 Jordan Love passing completions plus 412.
St. Brown Tutty.
Do it.
Doesn't miss.
And mine, Laporta under 41.5 yards.
Going against the grain, huh?
People are getting a little excited about Laporta. Everyone's, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Not a lot of yards.
It is not a lot of yards.
I'm
he
just
can have two catches.
yeah, but he
for
could have
44 yards.
he could have 2 catches for 40 yards.
All right, what's
Very
the
well
total up at?
Laporta under 41.5 yards. We are at 5-leg parlay plus 3,000 and
See, we're giving out juicy ones, so I like it.
Over 30-1.
And for most stream tonight, I think we should pick one first touchdown scorer. So we're all on one pick, and I guess we might as well just double down on. I like doing both because you don't know who gets the ball, but we might as well go with St. Brown.
I think it's one of those, I guess.
Or Montgomery, I
Give
guess,
out-
but St. Brown's probably the better.
Give out
more-
one of each side, so we have when each team has the ball, you're in it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think
I don't hate that.
I think we should. I always do that because I don't like because you.
Yes.
I think we should do St. Brown and Dubs.
Dubes.
Chat's
Give me old
calling.
Dubes.
The chat's calling for Musgrave.
Should we let the
Musgrave.
chat? Should we let the
Lucas
chat
Musgrave.
decide who the first touchdown is?
Oh, it was Casey Musgrave.
From Oregon State Beavers.
Should we reward the chat with who the first touchdown is? Give them 4 choices and then
Yeah,
they decide?
give him a poll of.
I like Montgomery
You guys are smart. Tell us who to pick.
plus 600. I put him in the poll.
Is Montgomery playing?
Yeah.
That he's gonna be like the lowest number.
Yeah.
Montgomery didn't play last week. They still refuse to use Gibbs.
Duke,
I
send
know.
That,
That's what.
send
Yeah.
that Zoom link.
Rico, I sent the Zoom link.
All right.
You doubt me too much, man.
I need the Zoom link. When
You
you
doubt
get
me as a
chance.
producer too much, and you should.
Uh,
But this is now
Yeah.
2 times. One more, and you're out of here.
St. Brown is plus
enough.
700. Yeah. I like that one too. Those are the 2 I would.
What's Aaron Jones?
600.
All right, could you guys just give me 4?
So
yeah,
do-
Dubes.
Goff.
Goff's
I just think
35
he's not
to
a big
1.
QB sneak guy.
he has. I think he's had like 1 touchdown in the last.
All right.
He had one like I think last week. That was the first one in a while. I like Montgomery. I like St. Brown. Jones is good. And what do you say, Duke?
Dubes, yeah.
do
Dubes.
Go those four.
Those
Why
four.
not?
That
Dubes,
works, yeah.
and then who else?
Dubes, Jones, St. Brown, Montgomery.
Duke's 11 to 1.
I like Dubes. I was thinking Watson, but I'm scared about that pitch count.
End of the show, I'll reveal the results.
Yeah, that works. We'll do that. All right, so in terms of the game, I'm playing the Packers. You guys are all on the Lions?
Lions.
No, I'm Packers.
I'm Lions and under.
Lions. All right, so it should
I
be a
like
good
that
stream
too.
in terms of
I'm with Dev.
Yeah, Packers. 2 Packers, and what are you going with?
I'm Lions and under as well.
Lions and the under. All right.
Seems like we're all on the under.
Yeah, I think
Thursday night games.
we have 2
Besides last week.
yeah, Hubs. is a
I
Packer
know, but I
fan.
think more often than not, right?
Fan on the stream. We got some college too, which is always good to distract you as well.
3 college games.
Yes. All right, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to get fucking Zoom. Yeah, the college games tonight. What do you like?
We got there's Western Kentucky playing Middle Tennessee State. I like Western Kentucky. I like the under in that game as well. Middle Tennessee State's been kind of like a weird team. I don't think they're very good.
I didn't send it.
Okay.
Western Kentucky.
You've been doubting me too much.
Yeah, you
Rico.
underestimate me.
All good.
And he just.
I treat my people behind the glass very well.
Oh yeah, of course.
In
you do.
Duke's defense, he said you shouldn't doubt. You should doubt him.
I did send it. It just I forgot an S in sports.
Happens to the best of us. Spelling.
Which S?
Spelling's not our
It's
strong
Brad Powell. Wait. I'm not gonna say anything.
What S did you?
Let's
you miss?
just
Dukes?
say that it's like
He forgot an S.
Which S, Dukes?
I got the S in powers. I didn't get the S in sports. You know when S's and S's are back to back?
Which S in sports?
The first, because I said back to back, but it's like
Oh, I got
I
it.
see what you did.
That happens.
Like-
It happens. I've done that.
Yeah, I struggle with that actually. That's fair.
Tonight, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan. It opened at 6.5. It's at now 7.5 plus 7.5 Eastern Michigan. EMU is getting 88% of the money and 72% of the bets.
You like?
And the line went
Wait, I don't think that game is tonight. It's definitely not
not
tonight.
tonight. That's right.
That's
Saturday.
Saturday. Trust me, I know.
He's getting a look
Thursday's
ahead.
3 p.m.
I heard the Michigan. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think there's any MAC games today.
Dude, this has been a goofy fucking show.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, the Hilltoppers though.
Yeah, I like Western Kentucky. Good offense. What else are you looking at?
I like Temple as dogs.
Yeah?
They're going to Tulsa. I don't think Tulsa's very good. Also, the thing with these games too that I do like to point out is, like going to Tulsa, like you're not going into like some ruckus environment on a Thursday night. Like it's not something I think you're like fearful of. Temple's pretty good. They like to throw the ball a lot.
Is Kurt Warner's kid good?
He's not bad.
He's
EJ Warner. He's decent.
I would say he's good.
Listen to
He's
this.
young. He's young for sure. He likes to sling it. They let him throw.
He was really good last year for like he was the only bright spot on that team.
Correct game this time. Ever going to love this. Temple is plus 3.5. They're getting 62% of the money on only 23% of the bets.
Yeah, I love Temple.
Sharp. That's
I
what we
like
call a
Temple
sharp
plus
play.
3.5. Also, I like Jacksonville State minus. I think I got 6.5. It's like 7.
Yeah, we got to touch base with that with Brad.
Sam,
the top.
was great.
Sam Houston is.
Not for me.
I've actually,
Oh,
I've actually bet Sam Houston all 3 weeks. They're 2-1 against the spread. They just have zero offense. Absolutely.
Yo,
none.
I thought they were like pesky. Yeah, they
No,
gave.
they are. They
Yeah.
covered the first 2 games. They're 2-1
Yeah, they're
against
good
the spread.
against the spread.
But they play some pretty good defense. They just have zero offense. And I think Jacksonville State's got enough to
Are
score.
you traveling tonight? Or you're on the stream.
I'm traveling tonight. I got my flight's like 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Damn. Traveling tonight?
No, I'm saying I'll be here tonight for the
sick.
stream.
Oh, you said. Oh, you said
Oh,
traveling.
man, yeah, I'll be here.
You
Tonight.
said traveling tonight. My flight's at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and I was
me, yeah.
like, oh shit, I just get shit.
I might fuck around and just like stay here. I got to fly to LaGuardia. There was no direct flights to Omaha from
Wow.
Newark.
Could I offer another suggestion for a bet tonight?
Yes.
What do you guys think? You actually gave me this idea, Clemmer, so W for you. First possession resulting in like when it's like Lions first possession resulting in a field goal.
I would almost always go punt.
Yeah, but I think it's such a good bang. Like
Yeah,
you get rid
I
of the
like a
bet right
field.
away.
I think a field goal.
Yeah, field goal. Get close.
Let's do that tonight.
what are the?
If one of you could look that up, that'd be great.
Field goal would probably be plus money.
Field goal will be fun because
Oh, definitely
is
would
like
be. Punt's
whatever.
almost always like.
Field goal will be nice.
Yeah, what's Lions first drive field goal, Meek?
Plus 360's field goal attempt.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
So do you bet Lions and Packers, or is it like whoever's the first?
You can bet either one. It doesn't matter.
Phil said Phil's. It was like he took like Lions first drive.
It's their respective first drive.
So who do we want to take, Lions or Packers?
What does it matter? You can do either one. You can do both. It's their respective first drive.
It's got the better red zone defense.
That makes sense to you?
No.
So
You could literally make two separate bets like Lions.
That's
first
what I'm
drive,
asking. Would you?
Packers
That's what I'm
do you
explaining to
want
you.
to
first drive.
pick?
Do both. Let's do both.
Both?
You could do
I
both.
mean, they're each
No,
going to
just
get a
pick
first
one.
drive.
You just do one.
They're each going to have a first.
Yeah, I don't want to do field goal for both. I want to do one.
Do whatever you want.
I mean, the punt is
No, we have to all. We're all doing it. I'm
punt
saying.
is minus 105 for Green Bay.
Punt's boring.
Punt is plus
They're
money for the
probably gonna
Lions.
Punt is plus money.
135.
It gets less boring when it is plus sign. But I like a field goal. We'll figure it out tonight. We'll tweet it out before and everything.
Make it work. All right, Brad, coming up soon. You got him? Got him? All right, here we go. Brad. Duke's got him. Audio?
Yeah, you got me, man?
Yeah, now I got you. Yeah, I want to clarify that everyone should listen to what Brad says, because last week when he said Jacksonville State, and the entire chat is in the group, and they're texting, hey, what time's this game start? And they say 5 o'clock, and you go, oh, that's odd. I don't see it on the lines at 5. And you bet Jackson State at 7 o'clock because you were an idiot. You're going to lose. But if you listen to Brad, you're going to cash with Jacksonville State. So make sure you listen to what's actually going on. A little lesson to all the gamblers out there.
Yeah, Marty said no more FCS. So, I mean, we're not going to be doing that anymore. So
Yeah,
when I give out a pick, it's going to be FCS.
So, Brad, I was in our group chat being like, I fucking love Brad this week. Like because Jacksonville State was great. They shut him out. And then, but first, Rico texted in the group was like, fucking Brad, can't believe Jackson State. I'm like, dude, he said Jacksonville State. And we all won. Everyone won, and Rico's the one that lost. Hey, you had a hell of a week. So
Thank you, Brad. That was fantastic.
Very excited for what your picks are this week, because I will be tailing. But the fact that he took Jackson State made my week.
I gave it to you guys. That's a gift for you guys. Yeah, so let's dive right into it. The story of last week, once again, seems like Colorado. I'm not going to make it about Dion, but I think a lot of people will be looking at the game plan of Oregon punching Colorado in the mouth, and you have a very similar spread here with USC, again, playing Colorado. People, I feel like, are going to be running to the window. We just saw Colorado get exposed. USC, Heisman winner, national title contender. What's different about USC, if anything, that would make you hesitate to lay this number compared to Oregon of last week?
Yeah, personnel-wise, there's really not too much other than USC's defense isn't as good player to player as Oregon's. Obviously home away a little bit different. You're talking about laying a similar point spread on the road compared to Oregon laying 21-point spread at home. The only other worry I'd have, 9 a.m. start for USC because it's noon Eastern, so maybe they're a little bit slow. But I got to be honest with you, I see another blowout. I just matchup-wise, Colorado won't be able to play with USC's offense. And then on the other side of the ball, USC is one of the top 5 teams in the country as far as getting to the quarterback, sacks, and Colorado's bottom 2 in the country allowing sacks. So I just don't see Shedeur with too much time here. USC in a blowout.
I agree.
Yeah, I would say another one I want to ask you about too. I feel like I've seen a lot of people on both sides of this. Kind of an interesting line. They've had some good games recently. Kentucky, Florida. Kentucky's a 1-point favorite now, unranked. What are you thinking there? Florida's kind of had some bad performances, then a really good one at home against Tennessee. What do you see there? What do you think?
I like Florida mainly because, who in the hell has Kentucky played, man? A couple of MAC schools, a directional FCS team, Vanderbilt, who they were fortunate to cover last week as Kentucky scored 2 defensive touchdowns. I've seen a little bit more out of Florida. At least they have some decent data points, including the Tennessee game. So I think Florida beats Kentucky, obviously, with it only being a 1-point spread.
Another in SEC news, Wegman for A&M out for the year. I like them. I like their chances. I thought they'd be really pesky next week against Bama. I kind of like them this week, laying the 7.5. How much of a downgrade is that? It's Johnson now starting for A&M, correct?
Yeah, so you would think, Wegman was up there, top 15 quarterback or so in the country as far as Heisman odds. You would think he'd be worth more, but he's not really. Max Johnson's probably the most experienced quality backup quarterback in the country. So it's only about a point and a half downgrade, Rico. So not much has changed too much as far as Texas A&M's outlook. They got a very experienced quarterback. Keep in mind, he's a 2-year starter at LSU. Got some playing time last year. There was a legitimate battle between the two this offseason. So it's a downgrade, but really only a point and a half.
Yeah, and I even said it. I'm like, oh, this kind of sucks. Wegman going out. I loved him. And people were like, hey, based on what, A&M fans, like, we watch this. I like Johnson a little bit more. So it seems like they're excited as well. I think they'll be pretty much even, like you're saying. Marty, go ahead.
I had this game's confusing the shit out of me because I'm a guy who likes betting on teams after a loss, especially like ranked teams, and Notre Dame playing Duke. Duke, I'm confused because they beat Clemson that first week. They haven't really played anyone else since that, right?
No, nobody.
Yeah, so and it's only 6.5. Do you think Notre Dame comes back out and like kind of smash them, or?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think it's a high variance game. Either Notre Dame has their head screwed on straight and this line is short, to be perfectly frank with you, or they're flat and they're letting last week's loss maybe beat them twice. So I think if you bet Duke, you go money line because Notre Dame's flat, they'll lose the game. Me personally, I bet Notre Dame. I like what I'm hearing throughout early part of at least the practice. They lost after the Ohio State game last year. I think there should be a lesson learned there. And again, Duke, who the hell they played? Not only this year outside of Clemson, and that game was kind of fluky, they didn't play a single ranked team last year. So they are really stepping up in class. And I know Duke basketball is used to playing on the big stage. How about these Duke football players? How are they going to handle college game day for the first time?
Yeah, it's a big distraction that week too, right? Taking them out of more media shit, right? There's something. There's got to be something to that. Dukes, what does the chat have?
Brad, 2 questions from the chat. One, they're curious, do you have a play in Syracuse Clemson?
I like Syracuse here, and I think they're live. So sprinkle a little bit on the money line. Clemson, not very often out of the national title picture in September. It did happen a couple years ago. And what happened after they lost their second game? They failed to cover their next 3 games and almost lost all 3 of them outright. So if you look at historically, Syracuse is giving Clemson problems, and now those were lesser Syracuse teams and better Clemson teams than what we have this weekend. So I like Syracuse.
And then if you're going to take a future on Oregon or Washington, which one would it be?
I like Washington more than Oregon. Number one, Washington hosts Oregon, so I think that's big there. I think the coaching staff's a little bit better. And I think if there's one elite unit in college football right now, it's the Washington offense.
And then one more question was, do you have a play tonight or tomorrow that you like, Temple or Tulsa? Which side do you think is the play?
Oh, Temple or dang. I'll take Temple plus 3.5, even though it's a short week. A little bit buy low spot after they got blown out against Miami last week.
Who's a team to take as a flyer to be kind of like a la TCU just to make the playoff? I don't think necessarily win it. You can't think they're going to beat Georgia or Michigan or Ohio State. Like, don't put yourself in that position of a future. Just get yourself to the playoff. Who's a team that could be a Cinderella story right now that's not necessarily being talked about? Great path. Like, who can really navigate in Thanksgiving? We're like, oh, shit, yeah, they're going to make the playoff.
Let's go North Carolina. They're unbeaten. They get Miami and Duke both at home. We'll see. They do have to travel to Clemson, but maybe Clemson's got 3 losses or so at that time and maybe out of it. So that would be, not that I think they can win a playoff game and not that this is, a guaranteed surefire bet. But, yeah, if you're looking somebody that no one's talking about that's unbeaten, North Carolina would be the team. I'll give you 2 that have lost that are big-time programs that I think the winner of that game in November is still in the mix, LSU, Alabama. Don't sleep on those 2. LSU offensively, Alabama defensively.
So to that point, is A&M completely out of the conversation? Like, do you still what percentage of life do you still put on A&M?
That's a good. Ask me next week. Then they're playing Alabama at home. I already bet at A&M in that game. So I hear you. I see you. I just need to see Max Johnson this week to say I think they got their hands full this week against Arkansas with their backs up against the wall.
Brad, a question for you. Thoughts on Kansas going into Texas? And you think Texas is just way too good? I know Kansas ruined their season last year.
Has been a thorn in the side, yeah.
Yeah, I lean Kansas, but especially, what's the motivation for margin for Texas in the second half with Oklahoma on deck? Kansas offense would just not stop. So I lean Kansas. Not one of my favorite bets of the week, though, because obviously Kansas taking a major step up in class and competition.
And then the chat was wondering, do you have any thoughts on Utah, Oregon State?
So this is going to involve a parameter here, and it would be a best bet if the parameter holds here. So if Cam Rising gets ruled in for Utah, we'll get a cheaper point spread on Oregon State. I think Cam Rising will be rusty. So if he gets announced as in, we're going to see this line go from Oregon State favored by 3.5 to under a field goal. That's when you pounce tomorrow night on the Beavers.
I love that. All right, you just go for it. Give us like your best bet, like in a big game, and then one of those Jacksonville State games.
Big game, I like LSU on the road against Ole Miss. I'll lay the 2.5. I just trust LSU a little bit more. And Brian Kelly, point spread says it's going to be a close game. Brian Kelly is 17-2 in the last 19 games he's coached in, decided by one possession. For some reason, the guy just does the little things right. So let's lay it with LSU. Little game, let's go Georgia Southern. Home favorite, two programs heading in opposite directions. Coastal Carolina downgraded at head coach with Tim Beck. Georgia Southern, Clay Helton is doing a really good job at Georgia Southern. I think I'm a very mispriced game that's leading some value. They were -6 in turnovers against Wisconsin and still almost covered that game. Let's go and lay the 6.5 with Georgia Southern.
I feel bad for my guy Grayson McCall. Like he's kind of just like the last man standing over there.
At Coastal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
they've
like
been great his whole since he started as a freshman.
Seems like it's all dropped out around.
The coach left, like he mentioned, everybody's left. He's kind of just the last guy standing around.
I have a big one on Tulane this week.
I like it. I bet
the quarterback back. I think UAB, they had some good times running that ball. They got Dilfer in there, changing it up. They are not good. I think Tulane smashes them in this one. This is the old Rico special first half in game, which I've tried to get away from. But I think Tulane outclasses them. What should I be worried about with UAB, if anything?
Not much. I bet Tulane. So I think it's a blowout.
You have to worry. The only thing you have to worry about, Brad, is when he does the first half, and the game is usually
I've learned enough to try to get away from it. Yeah, but there have been a bunch that are good ones. So.
Yeah, no, there is, but there's a lot of memorable bad ones.
Yeah. Ev, you got another one? Because I got one real nitty gritty.
The one I would ask about was the Oregon State.
Okay.
You already answered.
All right, I got one real nitty gritty one. What's the biggest? Because you watch every game and you rewatch every game. What's the biggest positional matchup? Maybe off the grid or something you see, let's say Team X's wide receivers against Team Y's DBs, somewhere in the Sun Belt, Conference USA. Like, who's really going to be, when you look at the stats, they ran all over them or they threw it all over them? What's a real mismatch on the board here that can be an advantage on the spread?
Yeah, let's go to the Old Dominion Marshall game. Old Dominion's very compromised on the offensive line. They're dead last in the country, allowing 26 sacks so far in just 4 games. Marshall, number 1 in the country on the defensive front 7 in sacks per game, 5. I think it's a total mismatch there. Am I wild about laying 14 with Marshall? No, but I certainly would go that way. I think the more value is on the under. I don't see Old Dominion's offense having any success. Team total under 2 for Old Dominion.
Can we go back to, so you rewatched the games?
Yes.
I want Brad.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
not all of them, but
yeah, but like what, like 30?
30 a week, yeah.
And then he gives
the condensed, the play for plays. I'm not watching commercials.
No,
obviously.
I get
after play.
But
that's
he's
fucking amazing.
Announcing over him. He's going, here's what I see with Arizona State. Watch this blitz.
You are a sick puppy. You know that?
Oh, I love him.
And that's why you ask him any game, he just rattles things off. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? This is, hey, Brad. This and Georgia Southern will be my biggest play.
Yeah.
Chad has one more question. They're very curious. Is Jacksonville State going to run it back tonight?
Oh, yeah. They're hot.
Short week.
Yeah. I think they're the right side. I'm not wild about laying 6.5 on the road on a short week, but I don't see a pathway to Sam Houston's offense having success. Sam Houston's offense, Jacksonville State's opponent, Sam Houston might have the worst offense in the history of college football.
You might have got
I'm
that
not
from
saying
Big
that
Ev.
for a hot take either.
Big Ev just said
I was
it.
just saying that before. I said because I've bet them all 3 weeks. They're 2-1 against the spread. They've been scrappy, but Houston had poured it on them a little bit last week. But they just have. I said they have zero offense. I said they covered the first 2 games. They scored 3 points.
I think the defense might be running out of gas. So that's the concern for Sam Houston. Their defense is legit, but when you got to continue to make stops, possession after possession after possession, on a short week, I think it'll be tough against a Jacksonville State team that runs tempo.
That over-under is only 36.5, Brad. So where would you be leaning there on that game?
I could see 24-10, to be honest with you. I bet the under. I hate betting unders in the 30s in college football because you need a lot of things to go right to cash it, but I would only go under.
You might need a scoreless quarter.
In my mind,
Sammy's going to score 10 points in 3 games.
in my mind, Jacksonville State's like a playoff team.
Well, there should be some kind of a against the spread bowl.
Yeah.
Everything else gets these
100%.
bowls. At the end of the year, the 2
100%.
best teams against the spread should play in a spread bowl.
I love that.
In
a
Vegas,
spread bowl
like,
would
just
be
make it the spread bowl.
unbelievable.
I'll give you.
That's your best idea.
It is my best idea. I'll give you one last fun one too. You're a Notre Dame fan growing up.
Yeah.
Okay, where do you stand on the Lou Holtz thing? Was Ryan Day a bully? Lou Holtz too old to be picked on, but he kind of started the fight. Where do you officiate that one?
I mean, I understand in the heat of the moment. I think what it shows is Ryan Day's feeling some pressure.
Yep.
So that's what, to me, I didn't have a problem with it all the way around. And I actually think Lou was right. I think he's still right. I thought Notre Dame won the line of scrimmage. And coming out of that game, I still question Ohio State's physicality.
I mean, that's fair, Big Ev. It's fair.
No. My point with Ryan Day was that he's right in that he's feeling the hot seat. I think it's that he's just heard the soft thing over and over and over and over again. And Lou Holtz just happened to be that last guy. And obviously he represents Notre Dame, so he kind of used him as like the stick it to him guy. But he just heard it so long.
Let me ask you a question.
I think he just was sick of it. And they did. Notre Dame might have probably had a slightly in line of scrimmage, but they still. Ohio State went out and won a physical game, and he was fired up about that.
I agree.
When someone hits a soft spot though, or a little spot that you know they're right, that's usually when you retaliate.
I think they were right before. I think this team is definitely more physical than the last few teams. We'll see how things go down.
On defense, they are.
Defense for sure.
I question the offense.
That's fair. No, on the offensive line, that's definitely fair. I love what the front seven is doing on defense. They played very well. So yeah, obviously Penn State, Michigan, some huge tests.
You better brace yourself.
Whoa!
They're a little bit better than Notre Dame.
Whoa! You got
we're ready.
another test on that schedule, my
no.
friend.
Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
No one's talking about Wisconsin.
Exactly. I just
You want
how
to
I like
talk,
it.
you want to talk about a
That's
soft?
how I like
You want
it.
to talk about a soft team? It's Wisconsin.
Oh, they're
I'll
not
be at the
soft.
game.
They'll
I'll
be
be there.
fine. That future is very much alive. Like the letter in Back to the Future at the end. I'm very much alive. Wisconsin future very much
I
alive.
think that you should be more scared of Penn State.
The only problem is we get Penn State at home at least,
Oh, that's at home?
Yeah.
and
That
at
does
Michigan, so that'll be tough, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think we're ready. We got time. We got some time to get some things together.
All right, Brad. I think it's gonna be a crazy season. I'm looking forward to it each week. You know, as this kind of goes and we get playoff pictures and stuff like that. So stay hot, and we'll get you back next week.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks a
Thanks for
lot,
having me,
man.
guys.
Appreciate you, Brad.
Yep.
I love how Marty's impressed with Brad going back and watching game tape for his own platform and job and performance.
30 games going back is
Bro,
wild.
go back.
Meanwhile,
Brad Power 7. Pull it up.
Yeah.
You'll watch him like analyze, and it's crazy.
Meanwhile, Stephen Shea would just do that for Buccaneers games for the love of the game.
Yeah, but like
his own
one
personal-
game, him going back and watching a Marshall Old Dominion game is like that's the last thing I want to do. And Alabama Ole Miss, yeah, I would have probably watched that again. That'd be a fun little thing. But
I'll say I don't do anything near what he does. What I will do is like, especially games that I like didn't get to watch, I'll watch like you ever on YouTube they put like the big, not like every single play, like all the big moments. It'll be like a 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of those on like Saturday. night, like,
Condensed
Sunday morning.
game tapes, even if when it is every single play, is great because it goes by so fast.
Well, it goes to show you
I like
how
watching those.
quick it
I
is.
just want to like I like to see with my own eyes like what I'm. I
Only
want
20 minutes of gameplay.
of gameplay that's I think in the NFL they say it's about 12 minutes of actual gameplay happening.
Yeah, like if they really cut it to just the minute it snapped, like nobody in, even whatever, somebody in motion.
Tackle,
but like,
done.
the minute it start, tackle, done, and you really did it. Yeah, it's
that?
20 minutes.
7 seconds?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts.
Would you guys watch film on a team that you're like looking at? Because I've done that before.
I've
If I'm
looked
thinking
at,
about if I'm thinking about like 3 of my best bets, like I'll go back and watch film.
Yeah.
we also someone needs to take Chandler Jones' phone away.
What's he doing?
He's been tweeting. There's obviously something going on mentally with him.
He's trying to get on busting with the boys.
He's trying to get busting with the boys. He's yelling at Taylor Lewan. He's threatening Mark Davis. His last tweet: "I'm off social media for a while. You've seen enough. I'll leave that live video up until noon. Screen record while you can. I'm about to hang with strippers. Don't check on my well-being. They got me." That's usually when you know.
Here's the clip.
Sick.
Wait, they don't know what happened on Aaron Hernandez and Josh McDaniels. All right, y'all thought Chico killed himself in jail?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's got enough. I can't.
Y'all thought my nigga Chico killed himself in jail?
You always bring out the crazy shit.
Well, this is like the biggest thing happening today. We don't talk about this. This is a crazy thing that's happening. I almost feel bad.
I do feel bad.
Oh, I didn't know he started crying.
Was he crying or laughing?
I didn't see that.
No, he's
That's-
crying.
that's
He
very-
was saying like Josh McDaniels killed Aaron
Yeah, I
Hernandez.
understand what he's insinuating.
I mean, I saw someone say it was kind of like you pass a homeless guy on 7th Avenue. Like he kind of has that rambling.
Well, it's
sad.
severe mental illness, obviously.
Well, the
Something
thing
going-
is, the
something
Raiders.
going on. It's very sad.
Raiders have tried to check him into they went to his house and everything. It's just crazy. Like Chandler Jones is an unbelievable football player, and then now he's just like someone needs to go over there and actually take his phone and help him out. You gotta
Rico,
talk
also the
about
chat
this.
was asking for it.
All right, fair enough.
It was a big.
Kind of.
Oh, it's a big story. It's just absolutely. It's just sad, but it's also maybe it's important to see stuff like that. It's like
I don't know.
CTE stuff is real. Like these guys are smashing their heads into stuff. It is real, and there is an impact when that happens with some
Start
guys.
making crazy claims though. The guy killed. I mean, it's.
No,
I
but
didn't-
no one's taking
Yeah,
it
but no one's
seriously
taking it
though.
like that.
And no one's like we're not like condoning it.
I don't think that was the point of the video.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't know the story enough to be honest. So like.
He's
I
been
wasn't
doing this
expecting
for like 3 weeks
it.
now.
He's nuts.
Yeah, he's been away for he hasn't played a game this season.
No.
Last tidbit on Chandler Jones. Do you guys remember? Also, it was like, when he was with the Pats. It was like 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. He smoked like synthetic weed and was running around his neighborhood naked.
Yes, I do remember.
So
that.
this isn't like kind of the
there's
first time.
obviously there's something going on. So
Completely different subject. How many teams do you think can actually win the World Series?
Okay, that's a.
I wrote down.
Okay, the strippers are taking
Didn't
care of
see
them.
that
One of the World
coming.
Series.
Right.
What
I wrote down.
change up that was.
Going off the list. I wrote down 6. I think it's 4 in the American League and only 2 in the NL. I know that takes away what you think because you think the Brewers can do it.
the Brewers can do it.
Me,
I
it's-
don't love their chances, but they can.
It's Atlanta. I think as much as I love the Diamondbacks, do I think the Diamondbacks can get through the Phillies,
No.
then Atlanta, and the Dodgers, or potentially all 3?
You're
No
wrong.
way. It's L.A. and Atlanta.
No, you're wrong. It's not the Dodgers at all. It's the Phillies.
no,
Phillies can
no.
definitely win.
Pitching for
Dodgers.
the
Who-
Dodgers.
Yeah, who's the 3rd and 4th starter for the Dodgers?
Phillies can definitely win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
All right.
Dodgers number
And
3
this is-
starter.
maybe that's a
The
hedge.
Phillies, the
Also,
Phillies.
That's a whole.
And
it's
not
emotional.
Oh my God,
Yeah. Who's is a fan, obviously.
Rico,
but
Rico,
All right.
I know you're not paying attention to what's going on. The Phillies have won 8 straight. They're the hottest team in the.
No.
majors. They-
I know the
they-
Phillies are
Not
good.
get
Not even about the Phillies, it's about the Dodgers.
Sorry,
The Dodgers.
the hottest team left in the playoff
There you
race.
go.
The Dodgers number 3 starter is Lance Lynn. His ERA is 5.80. His 4 starter, I don't even know who it is.
Dude, things are
Emmett
setting up.
Sheehan?
Things
Like-
are setting up so well for the Phillies these playoffs.
Yeah.
Not only are they hot, they have the it factor. They go and clinch the other night, get absolutely shit face on camera, come out, win again with their B lineup last night. The rotation's going to be ready. The bullpen's going to be ready. The lineup's here. Spencer Strider is afraid of fans in the stadium. Whoa. The Phillies are going to be red hot, ready to go this October.
Smitty, I don't buy that shit from Spencer Strider. I think
he's
he's just
trolling?
I think he's trolling for sure because he just wants like I think he was like specifically targeting the fact that Phillies fans want to hear that.
I
don't buy
think
that.
so.
That's such bullshit.
that's
Why would a
the
starting
smartest-
pitcher say he doesn't like crowds? That's
That
so
was
stupid.
so next
publicly.
level fright by him.
I just think that he doesn't like fans. Like
Yeah.
I think that he's like.
He was
why
trying to
do
be dead
they-
honest.
Yeah, he was trying to be funny, but also like, yeah, he is not trolling at all. He's like, move them back. Don't have a lower bowl is funny.
Well, then come right to Philly, baby.
Well, the reason I like the Phillies, or the reason I think the Phillies have a tough road, is that while they're very talented, they will be playing the Braves most likely in that first round,
Yeah.
which is going to be tough.
No,
That
they'll
Braves
be playing
team.
they'll be playing the D-backs in the wild card.
The-
No, if they get past the
Let's put some fucking respect on the D-backs.
D-backs are nasty in a 3-game series. Absolutely. You got Gallen and Merrill Kelly.
Yeah, Gallen and Miller, I mean, obviously they're 2 great pitchers. The last month they haven't been great at all. They've been very average. They've been 500 over the last month.
Didn't it?
and their lineup doesn't stack up well.
No, it doesn't. No, but in a 3-game series,
In a 3-game series, anything can
the
happen.
Diamondbacks can be exposed in a best of 7.
Smitty, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the
Disrespecting
Phillies?
the D-backs.
Didn't the Phillies have a better record matched up with the Braves this season?
Oh, that is
Not really. I mean, Spencer Strider's 4-0 against them.
Throw all that stuff out because the pitching matchups and stuff, who's starting it. The Braves are very good.
The Braves are great, and
I think the Phillies are very good.
It's a lot better for the Phillies to face the Braves in the second round, where it's a 5-game series than a 7-game.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
100%. And I wouldn't discount the Dodgers that much too, because they just are there.
They can
every single
match.
year,
We all just
and
fucking
they
the Cubs
can-
off.
The Cubs
Cubs are now plus 250 to make the
The
playoffs.
Cubs need to fight because they lose the tiebreaker to the Marlins.
Oh, okay.
If they have the same record as the Marlins will get in. Marlins, by the way, that is not a team that has any chance. Tarico's question, though.
You're holding the Marlins on a World Series bet, no?
Yeah, I had him a while ago.
Unfortunately,
it
with
was
Alcantara and Perez
It's
going
80 to
down.
1. Like it's
Yeah.
not like
Their lineup, they just had no pop.
How many AL teams do you guys think can
Well,
make
then
it?
Solar.
I think there's 3 and 3.
I wrote down 4. I think Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Houston, and Texas. I don't know.
I actually
I love Texas, but lose DeGrom, have this many wins, potentially win that division, stay in that race. Solid lineup. I think Texas is right there as well. Like I'm not going to discount Texas.
Well, Texas has an advantage where they're going to win their division, it looks like. So they're going to get a bye in that first round.
Yes.
So I like that. I do think the Blue Jays are a more talented team than the Rangers.
They
But the
ain't
Blue
gonna
Jays have a
do
tougher
shit.
road.
They're not gonna do shit. Blue Jays are the biggest. Like
I know.
all talk. There's all bark, no bite. They have the talent. That's
Yeah,
what
The Blue Jays are the Padres of Canada.
I think if
Yes.
you're playing futures, the way it's going to shake out, Texas gets the 3, Houston gets the 6. Play them both because one of them will be in the NLCS.
Yeah, the Astros.
Texas will have.
Oh,
Astros-
no, I'm sorry.
Texas will
One
have
will
their
be in the
2 seed.
division. One will be in the division.
The Astros.
That's the wild card.
Yeah, but the Astros getting the 6.
Oh, no,
It's
no.
almost
What am I
like not
saying?
even fair.
Hey, Houston's, no, hold on. Houston's going to whack Minnesota.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Houston will win. Don't sleep on Minnesota. Sonny Gray's been red hot. They have a good pitching
I
staff.
might as well start snoring too. That's
Why are you
crazy.
snoring? What are you snoring about?
Minnesota does
Hang on a
not.
second. What are you snoring about?
Minnesota does
Minnesota
not
Twins.
succeed in the
That's what I'm snoring
playoffs.
at.
Why?
Johan, Morneau,
Not gonna win.
Mauer. Every
Twins
year
are
I was
never
like,
gonna win.
not
I
gonna
hate
win.
watch the Yankees, and I go, this is the year with Minnesota.
Why?
Especially if they play-
Ever the year.
Especially if they play Houston.
Why?
Curses don't exist, fellas.
We like Joe Ryan,
They're just
but
not-
like it
they're-
ain't gonna work.
No, I want to hear your analysis
You
of
want-
why.
If you want to make a bet on it, I'll gladly do it.
No, I just want to hear your
I mean,
analysis
honestly,
why.
Minnesota doesn't win in the
They
playoffs.
stink.
The analysis.
So what happened in
You talk
2006
about,
matters
you talk
now?
about
Yes.
Merrill
No, what's
Kelly.
happened the last. All right, so don't shoot. Make a bet. Put up or shut up.
You talk
I don't
about.
think-
Put up or shut up, Clemmer.
Well, you shut up for a second. Let me fucking talk. So I don't.
hear the
No,
story on
you
the
shut
Minnesota
up. No, you
Twins?
shut up. But let me talk for a second.
Let me hear about the Twins.
I will. I'll explain it to you. I think the Astros will win the series. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think the Twins can win a game. And the idea that you're going to sleep on, you don't even care or know about their pitching staff. You just like, oh, they lost in
Joe
2006.
But I know the
Ray Ryan.
Astros-
They can win a game with Gray or
No,
Lopez. They
what was
for
that?
sure can.
No, the Twins are a very good front 3 rotation.
What are the Astros from?
Pablo Lopez is a really
Houston
good
is
pitcher.
Houston.
Yeah, sure.
You have Justin Verlander and fucking
Framber Valdez.
That's like you keep saying the Diamondbacks like Merrill Kelly and Zach Allen. You have Verlander and
I said I think the Astros will win that series, but I'm saying don't sleep on the Twins and don't worry about what happened in 2008. It doesn't matter.
Why are you?
Hey, 2008 does matter. Phillies won the World Series.
It's every year.
well, what's
It's not every year. I mean, 1991 they won the World Series. I mean, we can do that game all day. 87 they won a World Series. So it's not every year.
Anything can happen in a 3-game series.
not against them two?
Yeah, so
I
they
don't.
play the Astros.
I don't think the
They won.
Astros are that dominant, and the Twins are that bad.
Astros look like
I
ass
think the
this year.
Astros are going to win.
Also, like recent, I know you don't think this matters, but recent, like these teams being in the playoffs, winning a World Series last year, like the Twins have not had success in the playoffs as of recent. The Houston Astros have been the most dominant in the playoffs. That's a
Twins
fact.
got a new pitcher this year. Pablo Lopez has been very good. Look, I'll say this. I think the Twins will win a game in that series, and I'll bet on that.
I don't think
Well,
so.
my point is they're not going to lose the series. That was my main argument in the Minnesota.
But you started snoring, though.
yes,
yeah,
that was
'cause you
Like,
said
that was.
sleep.
There's
It's
no
not very
chance.
funny.
you started talking about the Twins winning the series.
Minnesota
Cole being
Twins.
a-
I didn't say. I said don't sleep in them.
How
I
much
said they have a
percent
chance.
They have a 0% chance.
Can I ask a question?
Big Kev went from 0 to sleep
the
apnea.
They have a 0%
Just
chance.
one Twins.
They're just not. They're just not going to beat the Astros.
Live,
In terms of
Maybe they'll win a game.
in terms of the bet, live teabagging, I kind of like that.
in terms of just pure entertainment value, who do you think the best World Series matchup would be?
Entertainment or ratings?
Now I think it would be
Entertainment.
Phillies Twins.
I think Phillies Orioles will put asses in the seats.
I don't think it will.
I don't think
that's,
so.
no one's gonna watch. I mean, I love baseball and I
Probably,
love them, but
it'd be probably Phillies Astros probably.
Dodgers Astros.
Yeah,
Isn't
you're
that-
right.
Dodgers,
You
Astros.
said
that
Phillies,
tired?
Orioles.
Braves the most
No, it's
entertaining
not
team.
tied.
Dude, the Orioles are
Astros.
fun to
I
watch.
don't hate.
Orioles are
I
fun
don't
to
hate
watch.
Phillies.
Yeah, but like,
Orioles.
if
Yeah,
you're,
I like Phillies Orioles.
you
I
gotta
don't
think
hate Phillies
about-
Orioles because you could have other fans driving up the
Yeah,
turnpike.
I hate
Orioles.
I hate
As,
baseball.
as good as they've been, I don't know, just the market is just not.
No one's
Yeah,
like.
but they're a fun team to watch.
They haven't won it
because you
forever.
like
Like the
baseball.
Orioles.
I like baseball too. They're fun.
But I thought we're discussing
about
who
ratings.
have the biggest ratings. It's
All right,
definitely
no,
not the Orioles.
Braves, Astros.
No, ratings.
I'm
I'm not talking about ratings. I'm just talking
Dodgers,
about pure entertainment
Probably
value.
entertainment. I would say probably Braves and
Braves,
Orioles.
Astros.
Braves, Orioles.
Braves, Astros, and Brave Orioles.
Orioles are a fun team to watch.
Rangers too. I mean, Rangers are. They got storylines.
I don't like baseball one bit, but the only series I'd really be interested in is Baltimore versus Philly.
Why?
Because Baltimore with their young crew, I guess,
brawl,
yeah. I mean, it's
but,
the battle of the
I'm
Mid Atlantic.
talking
That's like right in their backyards. Like they don't play every day. They're not
my
interdivision. Like
Last-
Baltimore and Philly do have a little bit of a rivalry.
Phillies wouldn't have an away game.
Can you imagine a Brewers Twins World Series?
I think the MLB would crumble.
Disgusting.
They'd probably have to take.
I don't know if the MLB would allow it.
No, the last
No,
time
they'd step in.
They'd start like
time
like
Brewers about to move.
There'd be
and
like
the Twins.
all of a sudden they'd call up Donahue, get him out there like behind home plate.
I'd
like to see-
they just don't making sure the Twins just don't win no matter
Here's
what.
the other one too. We got a bunch of Orioles fans like that. You don't realize, right? You got. I know they might not necessarily be the most electric guys, but I'd love to see RDT's shit talking game. I like to see Reegs and Smitty get
RDT
into it.
can't talk
Emo,
shit about
and
unless
Max.
it's a game.
Anytime Max Talente is in the mix with the Phillies, like you got to put that out.
I like the
Timeout.
Orioles in my AL team.
Reegs is
I
an
like it.
Orioles fan.
Reegs an Orioles fan.
He's a Giants and an Orioles fan.
Yeah.
And Riggs is. Let me tell you, that's a guy.
He's a guy who went into
all
a
over the
sporting
map.
goods store and picked
He
4
yells at me
starter
for being a
jackets.
Duke fan. He's got like 8 other teams.
He also roots for Wake Forest. Yeah.
What?
No, well, I mean
Randolph Childress. I took a
went-
picture with him at the
went
Final
to,
Four and sent
I
it to
mean,
him
just-
because he loves them.
I'm pretty sure he just went to Kentucky, though.
Yeah, but I think his dad went to Wake.
You can't root for
roots
another
Wake.
team if you go to another.
Yeah, that's what I say. Root for one team, folks. You don't see me fucking trotting out gear every other day. So, root for one team.
Utah State.
Danny Sprinkle. All right, what do you got tonight? I think we kind of covered all the picks.
Quickly.
Anybody with baseball tonight?
What was the chat?
I'll get to that. Let me look. But did Ebo put a future in for the Orioles? Like I know because he was on the show in the season.
I had him to win the division.
He probably did.
9-1.
He probably did.
For you.
I have that.
I have this bet on the Sonny Gray I like a lot. Under 2.5 earned runs, under 7.5 strikeouts. I think the Twins are only going to let him go 5 innings and pull him because they want him to pitch game 1. So I think that there could be some value. It's plus 134.
This is the season for you, kind of.
Yeah.
Gotta finish above 500.
I know.
No, he retires if he doesn't.
I will resign from Trust
Yeah.
A if I do not.
That's fair.
If I finish in
I
negative
agree.
units.
Yeah, that's fair.
0 for 3 in the last 2 days.
I got the under tonight. That's all I'm playing.
All right.
I honestly don't know what's gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a touchdown score as well. What did the chat end up coming up with? Maybe I'll just read the chat.
St. Brown.
Okay.
All right.
I want a Packer though, but we'll see.
Take one on each side.
You know what? I'll ride Ev. We'll go with St. Brown.
We're taking.
I like that.
The
both sides.
debate.
No, I'll
spoiler.
taking both sides.
I would take one on each side.
Yeah.
I'll take Brown and I
Take
will
St. Brown
take.
first touchdown and game.
Brown and
There-
Dubes.
Anytime as
I think
well.
we go with instead of because we're going St. Brown. I think we go a little more juice and go Dupes.
Okay.
Fuck it, we'll go receiver.
I'm taking that Lions to punt first drive. That's plus money. I like that a lot.
All right. Yeah, we'll have the stream tonight. Hubs will be on. He's a Packers fan. I thought we had another Packers fan in the office.
He's such a
Are you
Liz
try- are you-
Gonzalez?
Oh, got it. Yeah, that one kind of
Booze just
ran away from me. So, but that's Pick Central. Barstool Radio rocking now. Go ahead, dude.
I'm taking Twins to win the World Series, by the way.
Sick. I love it. All right, that's Pick Central, Barstool Radio.
They're gonna be playing me snoring in the hype video.